all right, let's look at my office, and playing around with all these ducks hasn't been a problem, but I just realized that I have an episode today for Ask Your Father. So ducks, you can stay away for some time. I'll be back with you. So let's look at the question for today, for this week. Is doubt a sign of weak faith? Is it okay to question church teaching and still belong? Is doubt a starting point for faith? Yes, it is. Look at the lives of the apostles, especially Thomas. When Jesus was risen from the dead, he was the one who doubted. He was the one who said, Jesus, unless I touch you, I put my finger into your wounds, I won't believe. But after that experience, his doubt led him to embrace authentic faith, after which he proclaimed, my Lord and my God. So in philosophy, we say doubting is the starting point. Now, doubt not in the negative sense of mistrusting, because our mind processes data at multiple levels. We call it analytics. Not every person would arrive at the ultimate truth at the first instance. Some of us need more purification. Some of us need to eliminate some of the filters so that we can arrive at the deeper truth. So when we read the scriptures, when we read the teachings of the church, sometimes when a young person, where any person would come up and say, I can't understand this, I still have questions, doubts, which is a great thing, because doubting is the starting point for philosophy. And such philosophy which is beginning in doubt will eventually lead to certitude, and certitude will lead us to the truth. And that's where we encounter God. The second question for this week, these questions have been quite in depth in the second season. Why does God allow suffering if He's loving? Why does God allow suffering if He's loving? Now this is the fundamental question of the entire humanity beginning the creation. If God were to be a loving God, if God is love, why would there be suffering? And that is a phenomenological question which could be stemming forth from the brain of any person, irrelevant of or irrespective of being a person of faith. These questions could be coming from a Muslim or a Hindu, or even from a Jewish person, or even from a person who does not believe in God, from an agnostic, or even from an atheist. Because suffering is so real in our life, and if anything that contradicts the life we want it to be in the way we plan it to be, maybe sickness, maybe a natural disaster, our mind would immediately jump into conclusions. Oh, if there is a God who is loving, why would He allow this? But those are the rational questions. But if you understand, even in the midst of these pains or the trials of life, I believe in a God who is purifying me. That is at a different level. That is at a deeper depth. So why does God allow? First of all, God does not allow. The circumstances of life sometimes are created or man-made or human-made, like examples of war, the examples of suffering in the world due to hunger because of the improper distribution of the resource of the world is not something that God is doing. It's something that we humans have been causing. But if you are open to God's loving embrace, we would stay away from such divisive behaviors and eliminate suffering to the possible extent. I'm done with this for this week. Go back to Andrea and to Elisa and to Christina. Thank you, Andrea, for throwing ducks on my face.